Champ, here's why I believe, in my opinion, why the Fed stopped the interest rate hike, and it's only temporarily, because I'm sticking to my guns. Interest rates are going to be 19% coming up very, very soon. But here's my opinion why the Fed stopped the hike. Simple. Holidays are coming. Christmas is coming. And there's already been enough pain and suffering in the average common people like you and me. And so the Fed is just stopping it right now because of the holidays, guys. It's Christmas around the corner. They need people to go spend money to boost the economy. And if they kept raising it at this time, it would even hurt the holidays. So what they're doing is just hitting the brake on the hikes. But trust me, you can read my lips. They're going to start raising the interest rate up and up. They have no other choice, because if they don't, there's going to be civil unrest right here in America, because people cannot pay for their stuff because of hyperinflation, stagnation, whatever you want to call it. It's just hard times, okay? They must. And at the same time, they must raise the interest rate because the world petrodollar, the world reserve currency, is at stake, okay? We've been having free money, funny money. Everyone can get a loan money, 0% interest money. I mean, all kinds of handout money. And really, it has screwed over all of us, you and me, and I know it's great, it's great to get stuff for free. But guys, you can't build muscle for getting stuff for free. You can't expect to just sit at home and learn how to play an instrument. You can't expect to just sit at home and get your guns, big. It just doesn't work. Life doesn't work like that. Only a manipulated system can try that. But at the end of the day, the law of nature will take effect, right? The law of nature wants us to plow the ground, put the seed in, put the work in before we get the harvest. Now, they can try to manipulate it, but there's going to be side effects because of the homeostasis being disturbed, okay? When you have a disturbance, then you're going to have wild swings, and you're seeing swings. One example is, look, a few months ago, a couple of years ago, like, I can't even remember now, like 17 months ago, oil was almost zero, right? No one wanted it. It was like negative, right? And look what it is today. $5.19, $5.30, depends where you live, $6 per gallon, and heading to the $9 like I stated it will in 2019, okay? Now, again, they manipulated. And look at all the manipulations going on, guys, okay? People said the real estate house market didn't crash. Man, that is a bunch of BS. Please go back, rewind back, and look at, there was over 7 million people that got some kind of forbearance program from the banks. The banks learned the last time that, hey, if they foreclose, they're going to have massive inventory, they're going to lose a whole lot of money. So this time, they work with 7 million people, right, for them not to go behind in their payments, work some kind of payment plan out, or something of that nature. But even now, still with that kind of stuff going on, there's still people defaulting. And if you look at the inventory, there's a lot of shortages. Some people claim there's still going to be no house because it already has happened, but they bandaged it up, and it's still going to happen more. It's kind of like someone that has a heart attack because they don't take care of themselves, they're not physically active, they keep eating the processed food, and they're going to have a heart attack, and they may have a triple bypass, and they may be kicking it for a while. They can't do the same activities, they're not the same anymore, but eventually it's in the story, right? Eventually it's in the story for that individual. So the problem is not the bypass, the problem is the sedentary lifestyle. The problem was that they were not active, they were not putting the food into their body. They didn't understand processed food kills them, right? They didn't get the education required, right? Or they were willing to do the activity, right? So, and the same thing here. Just because people are uninformed that we really had a real estate bubble crash, and they banded it over by forbearance programs and different ways to, over 7 million people were behind in their home payments. They were not making their mortgage payment in the pandemic. What happened to those people, right? They didn't just disappear. So we already had it. They figured a way to manipulate it, right? Because imagine in the pandemic there was 7 million properties hitting the foreclosure, right? Hitting the inventory. And it would have decimated the economy, right? Literally. So, and the same thing with the dollar. The same thing with the economy. The same thing with the debt. It's all manipulated. I mean, they are doing all kinds of stuff. They're manipulating where they're giving handout money to people. They just did in the pandemic, right? Just give it up, people. Just stay at home. We'll give you money. And look what it has done today. Look what the cost of food is today because of those actions. So, in my opinion, these guys don't know anything, and I'm not smart. I'm just a refugee to America, but I can observe. I'm a good observer, and I can tell you guys, these guys, the feds, they create the booms and the bust. This is all their fault. They have no idea what they're doing, and the stuff that they think they know what they're doing, they don't. The stuff that we think nothing about, they have control. They create the booms and the bust. They create the pain and the suffering for the average American. And, for their own benefit and their corporations' benefit and, the globalist benefit. It doesn't benefit you and me. And they're just stealing our life energy with Big Brother through their printing of money, inflation, which is another form of tax on top of all the taxes we pay. So when you add all that stuff up, guys, the Fed is definitely controlling the narrative. And I believe and foresee this is just temporary hold on the interest hike because of the holidays, guys. Merry Christmas. But after the New Year, it's going to be a different story. That sucker is going to keep going up and up and up. In my personal opinion, up to 19%. And even at 19%, it's still not going to solve the problem, guys, because the world is moving away from the petrol, the world reserve currency. And America, us, not me and you, but Big Brother, has just screwed us in every direction, screwed the world in every direction, with all the wars, all the lies, all the corporate, just, what do they call those Russians? Oligarchs? Here too, dude. Right? Here too, just like that. Okay? There's no difference. It's just, in the open. Right? I mean, just look around. You got the Walmarts, Amazons putting everyone out of business, enslaving millions of people, giving them very little pay. I mean, they don't love their jobs. Like, when was the last time you went to a Walmart and you had a happy employee there? I can't remember. I don't even go to Walmart, man. It's just not worth it. I don't like to support that idea. I don't like to support that company. The food they give to people, sure, they got some cheap stuff, but you're going to pay for it, dude. You're going to pay for that cheap stuff. If it's the stuff you're buying that has chemicals in it, or the stuff you're consuming that has chemicals in it, or the pills you're getting that's coming from China, or, you know what I'm saying, dude? So the Fed is just playing with you guys, I believe, in my opinion, not financialized. And they're going to start hiking right after the New Year's, guys. When Christmas is over, we're going to go back up, okay? And Jamie Dimon is wrong about 7% interest rate. The world's not ready for it. What are they going to do when it's 19%? And 7% is nothing, right? It's going to be 19%. It's going to be where it was like in the 80s, guys, right? And maybe higher because we have more debt. We have so much more problems. And, we're at a world at war. So, I don't believe them. I'm not saying that I'm smart or something like that. But if you just go back and look at some of the stuff that I predicted, I've hit a lot of it. And I'm not a Einstein. I don't have a crystal ball. I don't know how I do it. And it's just maybe through meditation, the idea comes to me, right? It's just, the idea came to me, it was going to be $9 gas. The idea came to me that when Bitcoin was at 60, it's going to hit somewhere between 7 to 12, and it hit 15, and so on. The idea came to me back in 2016 that gold was going to spike like crazy, even though it's crashing today. Everyone was laughing back in 2016, and it did, dude. And I still believe that gold's going to be up. I'd rather be in gold than paper dollars or paper stocks or bonds or any of that stuff. Personally, not financial advice, what I do. And I'd rather put the money into myself, dude. You know what I mean? Than give it to some corporate douchebag. and hope that he's going to take care of my money for me. It doesn't even make sense, guys. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for clicking the like button. Don't take no for an answer. Peace.